And imagine going back through 10,000 years of history right now and trying to Google search something. I mean, right now we can actually Google search practically everything, but if you don't know what you're searching for, it's really immensely hard.
Yeah.
So if you want to know something about a particular emperor at a particular time, and really, what are you searching for to find that?
Well, and what you're getting is also to the victor goes the spoils, right? We
Mm,
don't have a centralized repository of information that everyone can count on as being an objective truth, right? Because
mm,
that's the thing. The history books are written by the winners.
mm. To
And
an
so,
extent, I mean, there are a lot of, I mean, there's a lot more material than people realize that are written both by the victors, but also those who sort of had books that they had to hide. And there are a lot more books that had to be hidden that exist now than people seem to understand, although we have a hell of a lot of lost history.
so what I would love to share with you at some stage is a new compression that we have developed that is purely mathematical. And you could imagine that, the entire universe could be built as metaverses are on right triangles. Right triangles is the basis of inverse
Mm,
square law.
mhm,
And within these right triangles is you could have ratios that could
mm,
basically house an infinite amount of information
mm,
just in the ratios of the geometry.
mm,
And so I filed patents on this, and it's an exciting thing. And we've been able to take already compressed documents, like fully maximum
mhm,
compressions, which is basically taking out empty space and redundancy, like zip files, et cetera. And we can compress it at least another 2 to 8 times very successfully and rapidly. So I'd love to share that with you. Maybe it might have some uh, use potentially in blockchain and being able to transfer large amounts of data, but to take already fully compressed files and compress them, that much more. And there's no theoretical limit. We can actually
mm,
go much higher than that on our compressions, but we right now we know we can do it very rapidly based on this sort of geometric approach and very efficiently with with what we're dealing with as of right
mm,
now. So, but it could go a million times, right? There's no reason why. That's the beauty of geometry. Geometry can be infinite. So you're right. You can't compress files using the current compression methods, but there may be new mathematical approaches that I'd love to share with you at some stage that might
mm,
actually help us overcome those barriers.
mm. Oh,
Ratio.
res mirabilis.
Yeah. So it is just a different way of looking at it. And
Mm,
that may be why if we have a universe based on information, then a universe based on geometry is probably what makes sense.
yeah,
And
quite
that
possibly.
geometry can house within it between its ratios of two lines. In trigonometry, it's not 1 and 1 equals 2. It can also be one line plus
Mm,
another line equals the third line, right? To
mm,
make a triangle.
mm.
And inside that relationship, you could actually house an infinite amount of data within one
Yes,
right
yeah.
triangle,
Mm,
right? So now I know your mind is probably, because you're so damn smart, your mind is probably going shh super fast because I know how you're thinking. But certainly I'd love to share it with you.
mm. Yeah, happy to have a look.
All right, my friend. Well, it's such a pleasure to talk with you. This was an incredibly delightful conversation on every level. And please
On
say
all
hello to your
sorts of
lovely
different
wife.
things. I will do.
We talked about all sorts of different things, that's for sure.
Hmm.
And I really, really enjoy talking with you, and I look forward to coming and visit you when I next go to London as well.
Sounds a plan.
All right. Have a great day and all the best to you. How can people find you? Before we go, what's the best way for people to find you that want to learn more about you?
Oh, look at my blog, cragwright.net. There are all sorts of topics. If I actually go over there and I publish about everything you can think of, from Shakespeare to uh, Greco-Roman history, legal things. Today's post was looking at Victorian literature, from Wuthering Heights to the Time Machine. So right on everything.
From Wuthering Heights to the Time Machine.
Mm,
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Craig, for taking the time with me. Such a pleasure. Say hi to your lovely wife and hope to see you again very soon.
no problem.
All the best.
All right.